Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm having a schizoaffective episode, I think. It's not really a joke or anything. I might start laughing at random points, but. Um, Earlier, um, I was just swearing a lot. Like, I went for a walk. Well, before that, actually, I was sitting at my computer and I was just feeling really, like, terrible, like, lonely, and also like the world is just not ending, but just felt like I was like trapped like in a nightmare. And then the other thing is that um, I just wanted to go for a walk, and it's actually really snowy and windy outside, but um, so I was just swearing as I was walking. It's nighttime, so there's no one around, but I was really angry, so I swore at the sign, like one of the signs on the street, just to like direct my anger at something. And actually, that really helped when I did that. And then I walked on the little bridge. There's like a little bridge over a river, and then I just kind of like shouted. And again, there's no one really around, and it's like a cold night, and so um, um, yeah, so it wasn't too bad. And yeah, I know, raving lunatic out in the middle of the night, I understand, but um, I guess that's me. And then I came back, and I was really like craving some food, like something like fast food, just like junk food. But I think that's just like a craving for dopamine, perhaps. And so I ate some blueberries and a few raspberries, but yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of having a really tough night. It feels like a nightmare, actually. It feels like I'm in a nightmare. Um, and It's really tough, honestly. And I had a therapy session earlier today, and I feel like I just remember that I was very like talkative, like I was talking a lot, and I was very worried as well. Just really worried, and uh, yeah. So um, I don't know. That's that's kind of all I have to say, actually. Um, but but yeah, it really sucks, actually, to be honest, because I'm always trying to figure out like how could I fix this, or what could I do to improve things. And it seems like there's no answer. It seems like there's no actual answer. There's only just kind of management stuff, and that kind of sucks. Because I guess deep down, I kind of hope that I could do something to fix it, and just like it's kind of like it relates to my expectations, that I could somehow always thinking that should meet some sort of expectation, but I don't really know what the expectation is. Really, it's just kind of like to feel better or something like that, but also to have like a normal life type of thing. But yeah, I don't even know if that's possible. It's really a tough one, honestly, for me. Because yeah, I mean, it's just like the issue, like the thing that really sucks is just like it feels like constant suffering. And that's the part that sucks. Like, I really don't do anything that bad. I mean, I used to do stuff that was way worse, you know. Um, and so I kind of, I guess, in some sense, kind of feel guilty. Like maybe I deserve the punishment or something like that, but I'm not really sure that I fully do, because it seems like pretty extreme. But I mean, I'm experiencing it nonetheless, so it really sucks. Honestly, it's like a constant irritation. It's like my head hurts. It's like, yeah, it's like I have like a loss of a feeling of good things. Uh, I'm always struggling to like feel normal as well, and I'm extremely angry too. Like, I'm irritable, but I'm also angry. Not at like the world, really. I mean, I'm angry at my parents especially, but it just feels like a curse. Like I feel like I'm like cursed. Like it's like a long curse, you know, um, which really sucks. And yeah, and the part that really the part that hurts the possibly the most is like just being very isolated as well. It really sucks, and it feels kind of like self-imposed as well. Although I understand now because I've researched a lot. Um, it's not really self-imposed entirely, and that a lot of people's lives are kind of sucking in general, and that the goodness in the world is kind of like sucked out, and it's really hard to put your thumb exactly on it, and for everybody it kind of feels personal, but um, it really is a thing. Like the goodness in the world is really getting sucked out in a sense, on purpose, and it's not really, for the majority of people, like 99, maybe like 95 to 99% of people, it's not their fault really. Like it's not really like entirely people's fault. So yeah, and it's really tough because when I get into talking about like religion and stuff, then it gets so confusing, and then it's like other people are confused as well, and they're feeling guilty and they're feeling everything, and so it's just hard to have like any kind of a easy, good conversation. Um, and the thing too is that I guess um, yeah, I don't know. It just stinks because it feels like life could be really easy and good, and um, people could get along, but we don't. So yeah, it sucks, honestly. It really sucks, honestly. And the comforts are too much. There's too much comfort, really. Um, and yeah, I guess the comfort's kind of a response to the suffering. I'm not too sure, but um, I think that a lot of it's like just loneliness. There's a lot of loneliness going on, and breakdown of everything, and also encouragement for people to just think way too much and have way too much information, and hear what they want to hear. It's like pick and choose your own life, reality, narrative, whatever, however you want to call it, or whatever you want to say about it. It's like there's that option is super available, and then um, yeah, so really stinks, I guess. Partly it's like we know too much as well, you know, and when you start trying to know too much, it's like there's always more to know, and that can be difficult as well. But I don't know. It just keeps bringing me back to like the end result is like just kind of like things are broken up and everything. I mean, not for everybody, but I think for a large majority of us, yeah, things are kind of broken apart, split apart, broken up. It's like a bomb went off. It's like everybody's like shell shocked, psyoped. I don't even know how you want to call it, but that's what seems what's going on. And people look stressed. If you look at people like in videos and stuff of people like today, they kind of look similar to how I do. Not exactly like how I do, because I know I look pretty crazy, I suppose. I always think I look way more crazy than probably I do, but the thing is that people don't really if you look at people, there's a lot more going on beneath the surface unless they say it, right? Or they do something explicit, then you kind of know. But I always kind of think that people think worse of me than probably they do. But my point is, though, that people look stressed. If you look at people's like eyes especially, you'll see it. Especially in the last like 5 years, I guess 6-ish years now after COVID, you see a lot more stress in people's eyes. And I mean, I notice it. Maybe not everybody notices it, but I totally notice it, especially if you compare it to, if you watch like a video of people from, 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Man, did people look happy. People looked so happy. People looked like, they just looked like an overall, like, 70% less stressed out, And this is actually a thing, like they say like Gen Z's really stressed, and A lot of people are stressed though, but yeah, the stress is pretty insane that we're all under. And it's weird too because some of it feels like a lot of it feels like self-imposed, right? A lot of the chains feel self-imposed in some sense, but like I said, a lot of them they're kind of not. Like a lot of it's by design, and our technology is really killing us as well. Um, and I feel like people are not really maturing or growing as much as maybe we used to or did. But I suppose there is growth, but it kind of feels like people don't as much as they might have used to. But yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I don't like saying that I'm cooked, but I kind of feel cooked sometimes, you know. And when you look at some people, like they kind of look cooked as well. And the thing that I don't really pay much attention to as much anymore is like comments or anonymous comments and anonymous stuff, because I realized that those people, they just have like um they're like commenting from a coin of vantage, and they're not really showing their own position or all the cards in their hand. Um, and that's like an easy thing to do, you know, and it just takes no effort. Like I used to be able to do that. I was really good at that too. Pointing out flaws, super easy. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's really sharpened my position, but my position, I guess it's like, it's just kind of not fun is the result. There's my kitty cat. He come to join me. Isn't it funny how we have cats as pets? Like, look at this little guy. He's so nice. And he's like looking around, and he's like, you know, he enjoys kind of being around my presence, I guess. And I like being around him too. And he comes and he jumps down, and he like, sometimes he'll, you know, hang out and curl up. But it seems right now he wants to be exploring a lot. But yeah, having a cat's been great. I like having a cat. I mean, obviously, I would prefer to have like a family or something, but I just have a cat. Kind of depressing when you put it that way, but I mean, when you put it like having nothing, that's is better to have a cat. And yeah, feels like you can never really impress a lot of people. Like nothing's ever good enough for a lot of people. Um, so that's kind of hard too, you know, when nothing's ever good enough, and you say stuff for and people just are never impressed, or they never acknowledge or appreciate or um, something like that, you know. Um, that kind of stinks. And then the other thing too is that if they have stuff to say but it's not genuine, I think a lot of people have that going on too, where we have stuff to say but it's almost like we've rehearsed what to say, or we it's like programmed, or like um, it's just quick, like we're not even thinking when we say it, you know. And I've been like that, and I've met people like that where they have like a set of like five things that they just say on repeat. It was weird. I knew people that, especially young people, they would just keep saying dope. Like, oh, dope, dope. Oh, that's dope, dope. Oh, dope. And you say something like, if you did something like pretty impressive, they'd just be like, oh, dope. You know, it's kind of I mean, whatever. I guess it can work, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of having somewhat of an episode. I'm really talkative for some reason. You know, I was just like very talkative, which I kind of prefer to being like catatonic, or not being able to really say anything, which really sucks, honestly. But the talkative thing, it's okay, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like mania, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. Um, yeah, it kind of really sucks, like, because I never really thought of myself as like having some sort of like mental illness or something, but that's kind of like my biggest fear, honestly. So, well, it's like one, I guess, one of my biggest fears, or maybe it is, but um, wow, it's only been 15 minutes. No, wait, yeah, it's only been 15 minutes. Wow, I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Um, yeah, I don't know what my biggest, I guess my biggest fear. Yeah, I'm pretty afraid of that, because the reason, I'll tell you why. If it was cool to be like to have schizophrenia, or to have something like that, then I wouldn't be so upset about having it. It's not like I would want to have it either way, but the point is that it's like I don't want to have some sort of like thing that'll just make me more isolated, you know? Like if I meet somebody and I tell them, and then it's like the other thing is like, well, are you supposed to tell people? When are you supposed to tell people, you know? So it really relates to identity as well, which is hard, but yeah, pretty tough stuff. Um, hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't seem normal to me. Like, I kind of wonder, like, what am I supposed to do? And the other thing too, oh, it's so awful. If you talk to somebody and they start pitying you, oh man, that's the worst. That is the worst thing ever. And that's a lot of people's reaction, especially women. Um, is awful if they pity you. Um, I just literally I want nothing to do with them at that point. Like I want zero to do with them. Um, and I know a lot of people think that's like sympathy or empathy, but um, no, it just comes across as like pity and like um, yeah, it just feels disgusting. So I'm not interested in that. And yeah, but I don't know. Hmm. Yeah. I think also another tough thing too is just the potential for being discredited, like for anything you say to be discredited. And this happened a lot with in my family, and among my like friend group when I was growing up, and that just makes you feel like awful too, because it's like you yourself start to think like, well, nothing I say has any effect, nothing I say means anything. And it's quite literally because every time you try to say something, um, people just disregard you and they don't pay attention to you, or it's sort of random, or it feels random. And it's like you have to do something really not extravagant, but uh, like you have to really say something that has some sort of like would have a big impact in order just to get people to like pay you like 5 seconds of attention. And I know it sounds kind of like awful. Well, it really is awful. Um, because like the healthy way is that your family or your parents or whatever, they're supposed to pay attention to you when you're a kid. But if that doesn't happen for you, you feel just like you kind of feel like what's the point, or you get like you can feel like really sad about it, and then eventually you just kind of feel numbed out, like you don't care. You kind of go through those different stages, but um, yeah, and you can also like feel like you're pleading, like can you just listen, or can you pay attention? But it really sucks, because then it's like in my case, then you grow up and you try and learn some stuff. um, I guess I'm not really too sure, in order to get people to pay attention. I'm not too sure actually, but it it's just something that really it never feels good. And then if people do pay attention to you, at least in my case, um, that almost like it's hard to tell if that feels good. So, although I do really appreciate being in people's company, my favorite thing is actually just working on something with somebody else or working on something with people. I really enjoy that because there's less pressure. That's like I really like that, I really like when there's like less pressure. We could just do something together because that feels way easier. It feels way more just relaxed, chill, hang out, do stuff, make jokes as they come up, and there's a lot less pressure. And I think people have at least a lot of people I think have kind of forgotten how to do that, how to be in each other's company and just hang out. That used to be a big thing, I think, a long time ago. Maybe like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years ago. I think people just used to hang out a lot more. And it was kind of a much more normal thing. And, and obviously before my time as well. But the hanging out aspect is something that's kind of like gone. And I'm not just making that up. I'm saying that like that's a statistic, the amount that like young people hang out with their friends is like gone way down. I don't know if it's like gone down by half or something, but it has gone down quite a bit compared to like older generations. And that really sucks because, people are supposed to hang out and do stuff, but what do people substitute it with? Well, they substitute it with online, with their phone, with the computer, and it's kind of not a good substitute. It's kind of retarded, honestly, and it makes people socially retarded, and and socially retarded I mean by like slowed down or like dysfunctional or poorly adjusted, and it really sucks. It's not a good thing. So really tough one. It is a tough one. Right, Mr. Cat? I think he says yes. He actually doesn't really like other cats. The neighbor has 6 cats, and the neighbor's cats go outside, and my cat fights with them. He's so interested in going inside and outside. I have like a little cat doggy door on the window. It's like a little flap. He could go in and out through the window, and he's always going in and out and like having kind of a cat battle with other cats, and then he'll come back in and he'll just stare at it at the door, and then he'll go out and stuff. But he's kind of mean. Like I've seen him. Another cat would be just walking along the street, and he'll like rush at it with his tail puffed up, and he'll try and like assert dominance over some other cat. But there's one other cat that he cannot do that to. There might be 2 or maybe 3, but the other cat, I named him Hitler, and Hitler's a big cat. That is a huge cat. He's got like a Hitler mustache. That's why I call him Hitler, because he's a black and white cat. But on his like under his nose, he has like kind of like the black spot, and so I nicknamed him Hitler. And there's no way my cat could not do anything to Hitler, because when Hitler comes around, he just hisses at my cat, and my cat like cowers and doesn't try anything. But that's because Hitler's a big cat. Like I've petted him before, and he's like really meaty cat, and he's just big. So yeah. It's funny how there's like a social order from the cats. But he is a little feline. Cats, their name is like Felis catus, I think is their I don't know, species name, so that's where you get cat from, or feline, I guess, too. But he's a nice cat. I was supposed to go to church tonight, and I totally forgot. There was a church service at 7 p.m. tonight, and they told us about it, but it's a Monday, and I was going to go, but I totally forgot. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't go, because I I ended up just feeling so horrible tonight. But I think partly a good thing too is that I'm not really doing anything that would make things worse. Like, I think in the past, I used to do stuff that would make things worse. I ordered 3 books today, but that's not too bad. Like, I think it might have combined total cost like $40 or maybe $50. But there were books that I wanted though, because it was New World Order by the New World Order by H.G. Wells, and I forget what the other one was called. I think it was another H.G. Wells book, and then the last one was called Operation Gladio. And I mean, I do want to read them. My ability to read has sort of been coming back a little bit, which is really nice. I kind of like reading. Like, when I was a kid, I used to read. I used to be able to read an entire book in a day. I did that only one time, but I used to have the ability to just read, and like those adult, young adult novel series, I used to just like go through them, and I used to like go hunting to find a new one, and I just would love to read, and I read the entirety of one book in like a day. It was called Schooled by Gordon Norman, or I think Gordon Norman was his name, but that was a great book. I don't know about a great book, but it was a really great book at the time. I really enjoyed it. It was about like a kid who was like a farm kid, and he went to like a public school, and he was just like really impressive to all the other kids, or he kind of like operated by a different set of principles, and it was like so out of the norm, and it was operating from, each chapter was like a different person's perspective. And so at the time I really liked the book. And then I used to read these books like The Vampire Cirque du Freak, and it was like about a vampire, traveling vampire show, and then there was this like regular kid who got initiated into the vampire life. And I read a ton of those, but there was so many of those I never actually finished all of them. And then I read all the Harry Potter books, and that was actually a lot of fun too. I remember waiting for the 7th book to come out, like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and I really wanted that book. And then I remember I used to read the books on like the bus, like the school bus, the Harry Potter books, and it was a good time, honestly. I remember wanting to get home so I could read, and that was a lot of fun. And then once I finished all the Harry Potter books, I was so into the universe, like into the story and everything, and I just wanted it to continue. So I would go online, and I would go to like a fan website called Muggle.net, and read the fan fiction too. So I totally understand how people can get like really into fan fiction and stuff, and just really want to like continue with stories and whatever. And what else? Did I read anything else? Well, I know I read other stuff. The other thing too, because I was kind of a liar when I was a kid, and so I would sometimes pretend to have read books to seem cooler or smarter. So I actually pretended to have read I think The Hobbit, and I think I tried reading some of these books, but they were like too much. I couldn't get into them, or they were above my reading level or something. And so I just kind of pretended that I read them. And there was another one called like Firewing and Batwing and Sunwing, and I pretended that I read like one or the series of them just so that my friends would think that I finished them. And I think I also pretended to have read the book Dune, but I never actually read it. So yeah, just stupid lies. But I really did like reading when I was younger. And reading can be really enjoyable. Yeah, so. What else? I don't even know why I started rambling and ranting about reading, but reading is enjoyable. Now I don't really read fiction anymore. I read like nonfiction. Can't really think of anything else to say. Oh, I think I was trying to talk about it's a good idea to not do stuff that would make things worse. So for me, like I think like, well, I should just kind of wait until tomorrow, because sleep can really help. But sometimes if you're in like an episode, or if you're in a time where you're just feeling crazy, sometimes it feels like you should be doing something, or you just have like, you feel like you want to go do something or buy something or consume something or whatever it is, or maybe even like talk to somebody, which when it's a bad idea, like if you're only just talking to, and it's going to make things worse or something. But yeah, sometimes that can happen too, and sometimes it's better to just go to bed or just wait it out. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really tough if you feel that way often, but yeah, and yeah, so mm-hmm. I honestly don't know what else to say. I guess that's all. Oh, I've been sleeping pretty well. Like my sleep has improved, which I'm really thankful for, because having bad sleep is so awful, because then you just feel so tired. But I improved my sleep by just making my time to shut off all my electronics 11 p.m. and I stick to it. Like I don't mess around with that. I just make it 11 p.m. and I just do it, because if I don't, then I'd be on my phone and that keeps me up more. But now it's like my brain kind of knows, or like I have a schedule where I have to turn off my electronics, all screens and everything, and then I can only just read or write, and then I actually I fall asleep pretty quickly. I fall asleep within like 20 or 30 minutes. I'll write a little bit, but um, I will just like fall asleep. So yeah. And yeah, so that is that. I have some things that are really stressing me out, but I don't know how to really deal with them. And I somewhat tried to bring them up at my therapy today, but it wasn't really too effective. And also, yeah, I guess also, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll try again next week. And yeah, one thing I don't like is like the feeling that you're always waiting for something to kind of fix everything or put everything back on track. I don't really like that feeling, because that feeling is kind of like kind of fake somewhat, because it feels like, well, haven't I been waiting for that to happen for like the last 100 things or 200 things or 300 things? And it's sort of just something that continually happens. And it's happened with things to varying degrees. And the thing I don't like is when you tell people um, and you're excited about it, and then it doesn't really pan out, and the other people are kind of like asking you about it, and you kind of have to fake that it really helped or did what you thought it would do, and it never does. So I don't like that, honestly. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. But yeah, kind of sucks. Mm, yeah. Said hello to my neighbor. I said have a good evening. He seemed pretty friendly. Um, yeah. I don't know. my life does kind of feel like it sucks, to be honest. Um, but what can I do about it, you know? It's like, it feels like there's almost nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? Not that I'm gonna try and make it worse, but it just, everything, like, it feels like everything sucks, you know? Like, nothing feels like it's fun. Um, Everything kind of just fucking sucks, excuse my language. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, what are you supposed to do, honestly? I think the best thing about life is actually just the relationships to other people. And what really made things suck is that the relationships between people has been like degraded or killed. Or like people have been like turned against each other a lot on purpose. And it's just made everything suck. Cause like, you know, like, how are you supposed to enjoy anything when all the relationships are strained? And I know it's not strained for everybody, but that's like the worst thing is if relationships are strained. It makes everything horrible. Seriously, it makes everything horrible. What are you supposed to do at that point? Um, and I'm serious when I say that because I've met people, a lot of people, where it just sucks being around them. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's a legitimate thing. Where you meet some people and they're they're just so awful to be around. And I'm really not trying to be mean when I say that, but it's like, how the fuck are you supposed to do it? How are you supposed to do anything when you're around somebody who just sucks to be around? It's kind of hilarious. Because it's so true, and it's like, that is a lot of different people. I'm not really trying to be mean when I say it, but it's a lot of these like woke people, and like, when I was a kid, we used to say like people who had a stick up their ass or like a stick up their butt. And I mean, I can kind of see the reasons why. I've kind of investigated very heavily, but yeah, a lot of people, it just sucks being around them, and it feels like you cannot hardly say anything, and there's no joking, and nobody has a sense of humor, and but a lot of that has been killed, you know, like if you watch comedy shows, they're not funny. There's like very few comedy shows that are funny anymore, or like comedians and stuff. Everything just kind of sucks fucking ass now. I'm not trying to be too crude, but you know, sorry for the swearing, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, you know. These people are so serious, and then the things that they find funny are like not even funny at all. So it's tough too. You have to find people that have a sense of humor similar to you, and everyone's sense of humor is so whack now too. Yeah. So anyway, I'm thinking like specifically about, for some reason I'm thinking about my old boss, and she was actually a little bit funny sometimes, but I don't know. I've known a lot of people, they're just not funny. Oh, and the worst thing is when you're around people and they're laughing about stuff that isn't funny, but they're like fake laughing all the time. Like I used to work with people, especially women, and they would fake laugh about everything. It's like, dude, it's not fucking funny. It's not funny. You know what I mean? But they were doing it as like a social technique to fit in or something, or seem like they were cool, or seem like they were like lighthearted or something. But it just came off as like awkward and weird. So yeah, I miss when things were normal. You know, I miss when things were more normal. Um, yeah, and I miss joking around with friends. Sucks not having friends to joke around with, you know. And nobody's funny. Like seriously, you talk to people, they are not funny. These people are not funny at all. Um, fuck. Excuse my language, but frick. Yeah. Man. You know, the best is when you have like, maybe it's not the best, but it was pretty great. If you have like retard friends, like where you're all kind of retarded, but honestly, that can get old too. It's kind of childish, but I don't know. What is the secret to to joking around with people and being around people that are funny? You can joke around with. I miss that. You know, I miss that. All right, well, I guess that's it for tonight. Jeez, what a crazy night, right? There's Mr. Cat. Look at him, he curls up. He's such a nice kitty. He just curls up.